let's take care of the twist control for the left forearm's flexi line. Now the connect curve tied to the forearm does not need any connections. We're in IK mode. If we were to go ahead and grab our control, move over to our modify panel to start working with the elbow swivel, you'll see that it follows the way it should. When we switch over to FK, you'll see that it works properly as well when we start to move this control. Alright, so that saves us some time. Let's go ahead and now lock down the connect curve tied to our wrist. So we'll work with an expression. We'll need to tie that expression into the twist axis of our IK and FK wrist control. And take a look, it's actually going to be the x-axis on both control objects. We'll need to also factor in our elbow swivel. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll grab our connect curve. There it is. And now let's go ahead and move over to our motion panel. From there, we'll go ahead and find the zero Euler y-axis, and we'll add our expression to it. We'll need to search for a few variables. The first will be IKFK. The next will be IK twist. We also need an IK elbow variable. And then finally, FK twist. Great, let's go ahead and start to assign these. We have FK selected. Let's go ahead and search for it. So we'll expand the global node, the center of gravity, the chest. Here's the chest bone. Here's the clavicle bone. And here we find NML forearm FK. Let's go ahead and expand that to get to our wrist. Okay. So we'll now go ahead and find the x-axis and choose OK. Let's go ahead and find the IK elbow. So this should be simple to find. It was linked to the global control. And if we look towards the bottom of this list, we should find our IK arm control. So let's go ahead and open this up. We'll go to Modified Object, Extra Controls, Custom Attributes, and there's the elbow swivel. All right, now we'll need to go ahead and tie in our IK twist. So we've already expanded the IK control. We just need to get to Transform, Rotation, Zero Euler X. And now we'll find IKFK, which is tied to our center of gravity. And here it is. So once we have all of these assigned, we're ready to create our expression. And we've already done this before. So that's going to be if IKFK is equal to 1, then we want the expression to look at the counter twist of our IK twist parameter. So we'll go ahead and add a negative operation, and that's going to be IK twist plus deg to rad of the IK elbow. All right, let's make sure we're spelling this properly. And now the false part of our statement will look at the inverse of our FK twist. So that's negative FK twist. We're ready to create this. Again, just double check your work and choose Evaluate. Drum roll, please. Let's go ahead and see what happens. All right, so if we were to go ahead and grab our FK wrist control, you'll see that everything's working correctly. Let's go ahead and start to twist this around. Beautiful. One thing I'd like to check for is just to make sure that the group object tied to the connect curve also twists. I'll go ahead and use transform to 0 to bring the wrist back. Just go ahead and double check and make sure. And it looks like the group is not twisting. I'll just go ahead and double check by going back to layers. Let's go ahead and find the forearm's Flexi hidden layer. There it is. And we'll just go ahead and tie that y-axis back. So that's y parameters. And I'm selecting the group first. It doesn't matter which one we select first. You can still wire into this just fine. We'll go ahead and find the y-axis, and let's go ahead and grab our connect curve. Great. It's going to be transform, rotation, zero Euler, y, and let's go ahead and make our connection. So we know we're going to use the center arrow here and choose connect. Great, so when we test this out again, I'll just go ahead and hide that layer and start to rotate the FK wrist control. The group will follow. Beautiful. All right, let's see what happens now when we move over to IK mode. So I'll go ahead and grab the center of gravity. Let's go ahead and switch to IK. Let's go ahead and grab our wrist control. Beautiful, everything looks fine. What happens when we start to use the elbow swivel? It gets canceled out. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and zero this out. We'll use transform to 0 to bring the IK control back. All right, well, that finishes up our work for the twisting of this Flexi line here. We now need to do some cleanup work. And then, after we're done with this, we'll go ahead and create our elbow bend control. And then we'll explain how to hook this in on the right side. Again, we're making great progress. We only have a few more steps before we're finished with this course.